Well, happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome in to Gamecock Central. I'm Kendall Smith, joined alongside of Wes Mitchell. And Wes, a happy Tuesday it is indeed for Gamecocks fans because South Carolina just landed a massive target in the class of 2024. It's five-star edge out of Friendship Collegiate Academy in Washington, D.C., Dylan Stewart. This is huge for South Carolina West, and we're going to break down the impact of Stewart today on Gamecock Central. But I want to start off by checking and seeing how you're doing, because we knew that Stewart was probably going to commit before the end of summer, but I don't think we realized that it was going to be today. So what has today been like for you so far, Wes?
Yeah, it's been awesome because you love seeing the fans excited and tuned in, and that's why we have jobs, in this business. At the same time, there's been a lot of running around and rushing to get some content out there. We felt really good about South Carolina's chances coming off this multi-day visit over the weekend. South Carolina has quietly felt good for actually, I would say, most of the process, and you saw the Ohio State buzz out there. At one point, Georgia, Miami were kind of talked about. Even at one point, you go back, Alabama was talked about. So this has been one of those marathons. You kind of had to know there were going to be some ups and downs, but Sterling Lucas, the Gamecocks, they stayed the course. We really did feel like South Carolina was probably going to be the pick, but the question has always been when. The announcement timeline has jumped around several times. Even once it was kind of solidified, it was just, hey, it's probably going to be within the next month or so. And apparently all Dylan Stewart needed was for it to be August. And he decided just to kick this month off with a party and commit to the Gamecocks.
Yeah, we talked about a slow month in July, but kicking off August with the bang for sure. I loved it how Dylan just posted on Twitter. I tweeted about this myself, but he didn't do a crazy video. He didn't do any type of countdown, or how they do all the like eye emojis at this point, and they're like, tweeting all these cryptic things. He just knew he wanted to go to South Carolina, and he posted about it, and he did it today to start off the month. Shane Beamer even posted a screenshot of him and Sterling Lucas, who, by the way, Sterling did a fantastic job throughout this whole process, but he was in the delivery room actually waiting on his twins to be born. So exciting stuff for the Gamecocks. You see it there, some tape from Dylan Stewart. Let's get into the impact of this player, Wes. What kind of impact do you think Dylan can have for South Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the film here, you see instantly this is a playmaker as far as a pass rusher goes. He has everything you look for at that position. There's a reason he's a five-star. On 3, they call him a five-star plus. That's because he's a five-star for all 4 major recruiting media services. So when you have that consensus about a guy being this good of a player, that usually bodes well for them to be an impact player in college. And for South Carolina, we knew they had a need at this position. We knew they kind of needed to restock that edge/defensive end spot with guys who could play at this level. Dylan Stewart could not have come up, onto the scene at a better time for South Carolina. And you just look at the amount of time they have spent recruiting him. He's been on campus like 10 plus times during the recruiting process. That's got to be an incredible feeling. As you said, I saw Jessica Jackson tweeted that, that Sterling was at the hospital, basically. His wife is having twins. And so that's happening. You're getting the biggest commitment of your life as far as your job goes. I mean, what a whirlwind week this is going to be for Sterling Lucas. South Carolina starts practice on Friday, obviously. And this guy's a rising star, Kendall. He was heavily involved in the Nicholas Harbor recruitment. Early on, it looked like Harbor would be playing for him. Ultimately, that ended up being that Harbor would be a wide receiver, but he remained involved. He's involved in the D.C. area for South Carolina from a regional standpoint too, and he goes out and adds a just true bona fide playmaker to his room, to his position group, and congrats to Sterling Lucas in a number of ways today, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about this class of 2024 all the time. We've talked about all of the commits so far, but for some reason, as they say in the SEC, it might just mean a little bit more with this one here. South Carolina picking up their second 5-star of the year, which is huge for the Gamecocks when you talk about the way that they are moving on their upward trajectory. Why are you laughing at me, Wes?
I mean, you just did the big eyeballs, just with your actual face. Like the excitement level, Kendall, is coming off the screen, I feel like. But
I am.
Nicholas
I'm excited
Harbor,
for the Gamecocks.
Nicholas Harbor in February. Now you go out, you get Dylan Stewart. These are not in-state guys. These are not guys from Rock Hill or Duncan, South Carolina, or St. Matthews. These are you're going outside of your old school territory, getting players, getting high school players at that. It's something for Gamecock fans to be excited about. Kendall is pumped. Her eyes are bugging out of her head. She's ready for all of you to be in Charlotte and for the Gamecocks to kick this thing off as well in about a month. So there's a lot going on right now, Kendall.
Yes, I am so excited. Cannot wait for September 2nd here in the Queen City. But until then, we still got plenty more coming up. Obviously, starting off things right here in August. We've got our Gamecock Central kickoff party on August 19th, and then we'll roll right into this season. But as we know, you're always looking ahead, and South Carolina doing a great job with this class of 2024, starting to round it out and shape it into exactly what they want. And they've soared in the recruiting rankings after this commitment from Dylan Stewart, now 17th overall, according to On3. So be sure to check all of it out on GamecockCentral.com. We'll keep you posted with everything that you need to know. But I think as much as we broke down what Dylan Stewart is able to do, the tape speaks for itself. All of the reviews speak for themselves. He is that guy, and he's going to be a Gamecock. So Wes, appreciate your time as always, and appreciate all of you for watching. He's Wes Mitchell. I'm Kendall Smith, and we will see you guys soon on Gamecock Central.